Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is the 6th of September. It is Bhadra Masa, Rishikesha Masa, Sukla Paksham, and the Chaturdasi today. So today there are two events today. So one is the Ananta Chaturdasi, and second event is the disappearance day of Haridas Thakura. So we shall read the few lines from the pastimes of Haridas Thakura. Can I request Prabhavati Sachi Mataji to read half of this Haridas Thakura if you are available?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sri Haridasa Thakura appeared in this world in the village of Buram, in the present district of Satkira, which was previously a subdivision of Khulna, Bangladesh. By this great fortune, that land has been blessed in that the chanting of the holy names of Harinam Sankirtan became revealed there. After remaining there for some times, he came to the bank of Ganga at Pulia near Shantipur. Advaita Acharya was overjoyed to get his association and roared very loudly. The two of them thus began to float in the waves of the mellows of pastimes of Sri Krishna Govinda. Chaitanya Bhagavata Adilila 16.18. Sri Haridasa Thakura is an eternally liberated associate of the Lord. The associates of the Lord are worshipable wherever they make their appearance. Just as Garuda appeared as a bird, and Hanuman as a monkey, Haridasa Thakura appeared in a family of Yavana Mohammedans. From his very birth, he was very deeply devoted to the holy name of Sri Krishna. Am I continuing, Prabhuji? When he came to live by the banks of the Ganges, Advaita Acharya was very happy to get his association. The Brahmana residents of Pulia were very pleased to see how he worshipped the holy name, and they used to come every day to have his darshan. Gradually, word began to spread of his glories. When the Mohammedan administrator came to know all of all this, he began to burn with malaise and went to the local Mohammedan king to inform him. Though he is a Mohammedan, he behaves as a Hindu, and therefore he should be brought here for trial. Hearing the words of that sinful man, the local king, who was also very sinful, has had Haridasa Thakura brought there immediately. Chaitanya Bhagavata Adi Leela 16.37. The Mohammedan king told Haridasa, just give up this chanting and say the Kalma, prayer of the Mohammedans. Haridasa Thakura replied, the Supreme Lord is one, though his names might be different. The Hindu Shastras are the Puranas and the Muslim Shastra is the Quran. Everyone acts as he is inspired by the Lord, as also I. Do I. Some Yavanas become Hindus, and some Hindus become Yavanas to worship the Lord. O Maharaja, you can now judge me. Hearing these words, the Qazi replied that it would be necessary to punish him. Hearing the decree of the Qazi, the Mulukpati addressed Haridasa, my brother, just follow your own religion. Then you will have nothing to worry about. Otherwise, you will have to be punished. In reply to this, Haridasa Thakura exclaimed, "Even if you cut my body into pieces, I will never give up the chanting of Harinama." Chaitanya Bhagavata Adi Leela 6.94. Hare Krishna Prabhu. After hearing these words of Haridasa, spoken with great determination, the Qazi declared, he should be beaten in 22 marketplaces. If he does not die after this, then I will know that the learned gentleman speaks the truth. Thus, having heard the words of the Qazi, the sinful Mulukpati they then ordered that Haridasa Thakura be beaten in 22 marketplaces. Haridasa remembered the Lord by chanting Krishna Krishna, and in the happiness of that remembrance, he did not feel any bodily inconvenience. Chaitanya Bhagavata, the 16.102. As the demoniac associates of Hiranyakashipu tried in so many ways to kill Sri Prahlada Maharaja, but were unsuccessful. Similarly, the demoniac Mohammedans, though they tried to harm Haridasa Thakura, were unable to do so. Haridasa Thakura was immersed in the nectar of the name, and thus gradually the Mohammedans could understand that he wasn't an ordinary person. Then they humbly then they humbly submitted to the Thakura. Haridasa, we can understand that you are a genuine saintly person. No one can do anything to you. But the Mulukpati won't understand any of this. Rather, he will have our heads. Hearing their frightened, please Haridasa's external consciousness ceased and he entered into deep meditation on the Lord's holy name. Then the Mohammedans carried his body on their shoulders to the Mulukpati, who surmised that he was dead. Thinking as such, he ordered that his body be thrown in the Ganga. Haridasa's body floated down the Ganga until he reached uh, Hulia Ghat, where he got out of the water and began to loudly chant Harinama. Seeing the greatness of Haridasa Thakura, the Mulukpati became fearful. Along with the other Mohammedans, he came there and begged Haridas Thakura to forgive him for his offense. Considering him to be a holy man, they all offered their salutations and thus were delivered from their offences. Having witnessed the pastimes of the Thakura, the devotees were in ecstasy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Can I request Sanchita Mataji to continue the rest of it, please?
Prabhu, are you asking me?
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, okay. Haridas Thakur used to chant Harinam in a hollowed out cave like hole at the base of a tree. This cave still exists near Fulia on the banks of the Ganga. One can get there by train from Santipur. Within the roots of this tree also lived a poisonous snake. Being fearful of the snake, the devotees couldn't remain there for a very long, and one day they mentioned to the Thakur about this snake, which was worrying them. Seeing the distress of the devotees, Haridas Thakur called to that snake and spoke to him. My dear sir, if in fact you are residing here, then I am requesting that you please leave by tomorrow. Otherwise, I myself will definitely leave here. Hearing these words of the Thakur, the snake immediately came out of its hole, and after offering namaskar to the Thakur, it went elsewhere. Seeing this pastime, the devotees were struck with wonder and they developed profound and deep devotion for Haridas Thakur. One time, Haridas Thakur came to a village within Jashore district named Hari no, Harinodgram, which was predominantly inhabited by Brahmanas. One day, during the religious discussion, one puffed Brahman approached Haridas Thakur and remarked, "O Haridas, why do you chant the holy name loudly? In the scriptures, it is recommended to chant within the mind." In reply, Haridas Thakur told him, "The birds, the beasts, the insects cannot chant themselves, but if they get to hear Harinam, then they also become delivered. If one chants only to himself, then he delivers only himself. But if we chant loudly, the benefit is 100 times greater." This is the conclusion of the scriptures. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Leela 6.180. Hearing the subjective statement of Haridas Thakur, that sinful Brahman couldn't tolerate it and exclaimed, "In Kali Yuga, Shudras will recite the Shastras. Now I am seeing this in my own eyes, with my own eyes." In answer to the personal insult delivered by that miscreant Brahman, Haridas Thakur simply silently walked out of that assembly. Within a few days, the Brahman contracted ulcerous leprosy. The result of Vaishnava aparadh became immediately manifest. In Kali Yuga, Rakshasas take birth in Brahman families in order to give trouble to the honest, virtuous people. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adi Leela 16.300. Another time, Haridas desired to have the darshan of the Vaishnavas of Navadvip. Everyone here became overwhelmed with ecstasy to see Haridas. Advaita Acharya loved Haridas as much as his own life, and he would offer the first prasadam to Haridas Thakur, which is to be only offered to high-class brahmanas. After performing Pitri Shraddha, worship of his forefathers, Haridas Thakur lived for some time in Benapul, which was within Joshua district. Every day, every day and night, he would chant 300,000 holy names. At that time, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed his divine opulences by manifesting himself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the courtyard of Shiva's Pandit's house, he was calling his dear devotee Haridas, "When those Mohammedans were beating you, I was ready to destroy them with my Sudarshan Chakra. But as you were praying for their welfare, I was unable to do anything." Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Leela 10.42. Therefore, I accepted their bows on my own body. Just see, the scars are still there on my body. Seeing those marks, Haridas fainted in ecstatic love. Regaining his consciousness, he began to praise the Lord of his life. "O Lord Vishwambhara, Master of the universe, please have mercy on this sinner who have fallen at your feet. I have no good qualities and am vile wretch, rejected by all classes of men. How can I describe your divine character?" Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Leela 20.58. Thakur Haridas was present during most of the Lord's pastime in Nadia, and when the Lord went to Jagannath Puri, Haridas also went and took up residence there. Every day after attending Lord Jagannath's Mangal Aarti, Lord Chaitanya would come to see Haridas Thakur and would bring him some of Lord Jagannath's prasadam. When Sri Sanatan Goswami and Sri Rupa Goswami would come from Vrindavan to Puri, they used to stay with Haridas Thakur. Haridas, in order to maintain the etiquette, would not go near Lord Jagannath's temple, but would offer his obeisances to the chakra on the top of the temple from a distance. As he was considered to be a Mohammedan by birth, his presence in the temple would be objectionable to those who were caste conscious. Mahamaya Devi took initiation in the Mahamantra from Haridas Thakur, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appointed him as the Acharya of the holy name. His departure from the world in the presence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is fully described by Sri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami in the Ananta Leela of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Haridas Thakur ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. So, can I request Jayavad Mataji to read this about Ananda Chaturdasi? It is small thing only.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, yeah, the Anant Chatur. Can you hear me,
Yes,
Prabhuji?
Mataji. Yes.
Oh, okay, because I'm doing it via headphones. Okay, so the Anant Chaturdasi Vrata, Bhadrapad Shukla Chaturdasi, seems to be the most important and widely observed. It is also called Anant Padmanabha Vrat. Lord Vishnu is believed to have appeared on this day as Padmanabh, lying on the couch of Ananta, the thousand-hooded serpent, fasting till sunset. Here is a statement by Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON founder Acharya, wherein he instructed a vrat should be followed. Prabhupada, yes, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, 13th and 14th, Anant Chaturdasi, and Haridas Thakura. So this 14th September should be observed fasting whole day. Devotee. 14th is the advent of or the demise of Haridas Thakur. Prabhudas, yes. Devotee, the death, I mean the disappearance. Prabhupada, yes, but not for demise of Haridas Thakur, but because that is Anant Chaturdasi Vrat. Generally, the fasting is observed till evening up to 5 o'clock. The next day, Vishwarup Mahotsav feasting, 11th March 1972, Vrindavan Room, conversation. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So today is Ananta Chaturdasi as well. So this is about the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, who is also called as Padmanabha, from whose navel this lotus flower emanated. So Prabhupada is mentioning, so it is the should be observed fasting all day until 5 o'clock as per this one. But some people follow it. But here in the ISKCON calendar, that is not explicitly mentioned. But devotees who understands a few of these things, so they do follow. Okay, so this is what generally the fasting is observed till evening up to 5 o'clock. Okay, so that is about this Ananta Chaturdasi. So here about Ananta. So in the beginning of the creation, the Lord enters into this universe. So after this universe excel, it is manifested properly, and then Lord enters, and then he stays there for 1,000 yuga cycles. It mentions Udaplutum Vishwamidam Tadasit Yennidriyamilayat Ahindra Talpi Adisayana Yekaha Krutakshanaha Swatmaratu Nirihaha. He lies on the Ananda Shesha, just only he himself. Adishayana Yekaha Krutakshanaha Swatmaratu Nirihaha. स्वन्तः शरीरप्ते भूतसूक्ष्मः कालात्मकं शक्तिमुदीरयानः उवास तस्मिन् सरले पदे स्वे यथा नलो वृद्धवीर्यः. In the body of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, all the living entities in their subtle bodies, subtle in the sense in the spiritual living entities, they are embedded within the body of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. So antah sarira arpita bhuta sukshmaha kalatmakam shakti mudirayanaha. Just like a fire existing within the wood, likewise all the living entities exist in the body of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And likewise, the Lord Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, Chatur Yuganam cha Sahasram apsu 1,000 yuga cycles. Swapan Swayam Uditariya Susakya Kalakya Sarita Karma Tantro Lokan Apitan Dadrushe Swadehe. After staying there in the Garbhodaka ocean for 1,000 yuga cycles, his body in due course of time, Kalakya Sarita Karma Tantro, and his body turns into bluish. So Lokan Apitan is the bluish color. Dadrushe Swadehe, and he sees his body is turning into bluish, and then it is the time for the living entities to come out and then to carry out this universal creation, and Brahman is to creation, secondary creation later on, and they will perform so many activities. So Tasyardu Sukshma Bihi Nivishta Drishti Antragatvardho Rajsa Taniyan. Gunenu Kalanu Gatena Viddaha Sushantra Vidyata Nabhideshat. During that time, the lotus flower sprout from his navel when the time comes after 1,000 yuga cycles. Sapadma Koshaha Sasodatitat Kalena Karma Pratibhodanena. Surochishata Trilam Vishalam Vidyotayanatka Yavapmayonihi. That lotus flower grows, and then with the Padma Kosha Sahasa Udatistat, and then that lotus flower, it will dry up some of the water. which is the devastating water. Surosha Talilam Vishalam Vidyot Yenarka Yavakma Yonihi. And then from that lotus flower, Brahma also appears. That is Talloka Padmam Soye Vishnuhu Pravivishat Sarvgunavabhasam Tasmin Swayam Vedamayo Vidhata Swayam Bhum Yamsma Vadanti Su Abhut. So Brahma, so who is also called Vidhata, and Swayambhum Yamsma Vadanti, so Abhut, he is also called Swayambhu because he has appeared from his father Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu from the lotus flower. And then further, there are descriptions of it. So he searched for the who is my source of my appearance. Likewise, searching for everywhere in 4 directions. He got um, 4 faces. So that, and then he started uh, trying to search. He enters into the stem of the lotus flower to try to find what is the root of this flower, but he could not find, even though he goes up to the navel of the Garbhodak Sai Vishnu. At the time he has heard 2 words, that tapa, and then he comes back and then sitting in his lotus flower back again, and then started meditating on the tapa. And then later on he could see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. It is described Mrunala Gaurayata Shesha Bhoga Paryanka Ekam Purusham Sayanam Panata Patraitam Buddharatna Jibihata Bhanta Yubhanta Toye. So Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is there. So he is seeing the first time in his meditation. And that Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu's prayers, his appearance, his presence is Preksham Shipantam Harito Paladrehe Sanjhabranivehe Ururukmamudnaha Ratnadaraushi Saumanasya Vanasraja Venu Bhujangri Pangrehe. So he has got lots of big gigantic tulsi flower, tulsi garland and flower garlands, different necklaces and gigantic this helmet, the crown. So it is very beautifully described, and his form is completely occupying the universe. Ayamatu Vistritah Swamana Dehena Lokatre Sangrahena Vichitra Divya Varnam Sukarnam Krutasya Pashita Veshadeham. So this is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu in a gigantic form, and then there are few other things and descriptions of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And then later on, in order to carry out the functions of these universal affairs, the Brahma started praying to the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu for his mercy and blessing so that he can carry out. So this one, it is described. I request dear devotees, at least one devotee recite one shloka glorifying Ananta Padmanabha Swami. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 9. So this is Brahma's prayers. Just to glorify the Lord. So I request dear devotees, just one shloka, not too much. So we'll go in alphabetical order. Jaivaid Mataji, would you like to start with the first shloka, Mataji?
Yes, yeah, Hare Krishna. Sorry, there might be some noise in the background, unfortunately. Brahma Uvacha. I'm just trying to think of that. Gnanoti sime daya suchirananu deha bhajam na gnayate bhagavato gati itya avadiyam nanyat tvad asti bhagavan api tanna sudam maya guna vyatikarad yad urur vibhasi. Sorry for the tune. I was just trying to think of which tune to do. Sorry about that. Hare Krishna.
Very beautifully recited. Thank you so much, Mataji. So second shloka. Next, can I request Meena Mataji, please?
रूपं यदेतद् बबधू रसोदयेन सस्वनिवृत्ता तमसा तदनुग्रहाय आदौ गृहीतम् अवतारसते कबीजं यनापि पद्मपवनात् अहं विरासम्.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Mataji. For the third shloka, can I request Prabhavati Sachi Mataji, please? Prabhavati Sachi Mataji. Okay, if Mataji is not available.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I was mute, sorry.
Okay, yeah, sure.
नाताः परं परमयद् भवता स्वरूपम् आनन्दमात्रम् अविकल्पम् अविधवरचः पश्यामि विश्वसृजम् एकम् अविश्वम् आत्मन् भूतेन्द्रिय आत्मक मदस्थ उपश्रितो अस्मि.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Sanjita Mataji, would you like to recite this?
Yes, Prabhu. तद्वा इदं भुवन मङ्गलाय ध्यानोऽस्मनो दर्शितं त उपासकानां तस्मै नमो भगवते नु विधेम तुभ्यं यो न द्वितीयो नरका भाग्भैरसत् प्रसङ्गैः. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. So we just skip a few, and can I request Usha Mataji to?
Yes, Prabhu. सो सवद्रापकरुणो भगवान् विवृद्ध प्रेम स्मितेन नयनं बुरहं विजृम्भन् उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय च नो विषादं माद्वया गिरापन्नुत यथा पुरुषः पुराणः.
Nice. Thank you, Mataji. So we'll read the translations only. Javed Mataji, would you like to read the first shloka translation and the similar will?
Hare Krishna. Lord Brahma said, "Oh my dear Lord, today after many years of penance, I have come to know about you. Oh, how unfortunate the embodied living entities are that they are unable to know your personality, my Lord. You are the only knowable object because there is nothing supreme beyond you. If there is anything supposedly superior to you, it is not the absolute. You exist as the supreme by exhibiting the creative energy of matter." Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Meena Mataji, would you like to read second shloka?
The form which I see is eternally freed from material contamination and has advantage to so devotee as a manifestation of internal potency. The incarnation is the original of many other incarnations, and I am yes, born from the lotus flower grown from your navel home. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhavati Mataji, please.
O my Lord, I do not see a form superior to your present form of eternal bliss and knowledge. In your impersonal Brahman effulgence in the spiritual sky, there is no occasional change and no deterioration of internal potency. I surrender unto you because whereas I am proud of my material body and senses, your Lordship is the cause of the cosmic manifestation, and yet you are untouched by matter. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Sanjita Mataji, next, please.
This present form or any transcendental form expanded by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, is equally auspicious for all the universe. Since you have manifested this eternal personal form upon whom your devotees meditate, I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Those who are destined to be dispatched to the path of hell neglect your personal form because of speculating on material topics.
Thank you, Mataji. Can request Usha Mataji for 25th shloka.
Okay, Hare Krishna. The Lord who is supreme and is the oldest of all is unlimitedly merciful. I wish that he may smilingly bestow his benediction upon me by opening his lotus eyes. He can uplift the entire cosmic creation and remove our dejection by kindly speaking his direction. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you, Mataji. We got Gauringi Mataji as well. So, Gauringi Mataji, would you like to recite one shloka in translation, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay. Navididadiha sato mai masi sato masi. Wait, Prabhuji, can I wait? Glass first.
Yes.
Navididadiha sato Vasiyasya Pungsu Vijnana Saktiraha Masa Mana Masnanta Saktiha Rupam Vichitramiha Midharmasya Vibrin Vatumi. Oh, sorry, Prabhuji. Cannot. Okay. Can I repeat again, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Navididadiha satomvansiyasya pungsu vijnana sakti rahamasa samanta sakti rupam vichitra midamasya bibrin otomi mariri sista nigamasya giram visarga. Translation, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. The Lord's potencies are innumerable as He lays down in the water of um, Devas, Devastation. I am born as the total universal energy from the navel like lake in which the lotus sprouts. I am now engaged in manifesting his diverse energies in the form of the cosmic manifestation. And I therefore pray that in the course of my material activities, I am not be deviated from the vibration of the Vedic hymns. Purport.
Understood that, sir, Mataji.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, so that
Hare
is
Krishna.
today's Ananta Chaturdasi, appearance day of Ananta Deva. So that is what it is mentioned here. Ananta Chaturdasi Vrata. Okay, so just glorifying the Lord like Brahma for just with our tiny brains, tiny human forms. Okay, but devotees who wanted to do more of that, so they can sing these prayers of Lord Brahma. Canto 3, Chapter 9, verse numbers 1 to 25. It is the glorification of Anantadeva, Ananta Padmanabha Swami, or Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and also descriptions of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. It is in the 8th chapter, from shlokas 10 to until the end of the chapter. Okay, they can have a read about the beauty of the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Okay, so that is from the event's perspective. We shall move to our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Maitreya Muni, he is speaking to Vidura about the demigod prayers. So demigods, they are also praying to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Demigods are praying to the Supreme Personality of Godhead so that they carry out their functions, whatever in the universal administration. So all of so far shlokas from third canto, chapter 5, verses 39 to 45, it is all surrendering themselves unto the lotus feet of the Lord. So there are 8 shlokas just only surrendering onto the lotus feet of the Lord. It's in the last shloka. तान्वैः असद्वृत्तिभिः अक्षिभिर्ये पराहुरान्तर्मनसः परेश अतो न पश्यन्ति मृगायिनूनं एते पदन्यासविलासलक्ष्याः. And people who are addicted to materialistic activities, so they cannot see the Lord, even the Lord's lotus feet in their heart, they cannot see it. But devotees, they can understand because by always engaging themselves in the devotional activities. So that is Yeti Padanyasa Vilasa Lakshaha Purugayinonam. So likewise, Maitreya Muni said to Vidura about the demigod prayers, and further, demigods further next prayer is about Krishna Katha. So now surrendering to the lotus feet is done. Now what they need to do? Hear Krishna Katha. So the demigods are praying that, oh my dear Lord, by hearing Krishna Katha, people, they develop so much of love and devotion to you, and they are sincere devotees. And in such a way, they will, what is the benefit for that? So they will be detached, and also they get the knowledge, and at the same time, they will go back to the Godhead at the end of their life. So likewise, demigods are praying here. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 5, verse number 46. This is a beautiful shloka. Again, there are 13 shlokas. All shlokas needs to be, all are prayers, very beautiful prayers. One can sing to glorify the Lord. पानेन ते देव कथा सुधायाः प्रवृद्ध्य भक्त्या विशदासयाये वैराग्यसारं प्रतिलभ्य बोधं यताञ्जसानुभिरकुञ्चदिस्न्यम्. Panena te deva kata sudhayaha. Panena, by drinking, panena te, of you, deva, O Lord, kata sudhayaha, and the nectarian topics. Panena te deva kata sudhayaha. So when we are drinking the Krishna Katha through the ears, pravrijya bhakta vishidasayaye, pravrijya bhakta, highly enlightened by devotional service. Vishidasayaye, with great serious attitude. Vairagyasaram pratilabhya bodham. Vairagyasaram is the entire purport of the renunciation. Pratilabhya bodham, achieving intelligence. Getting the bodham is the knowledge or intelligence. Pratilabhya bodham, they get the knowledge. This is jnana and vairagya. Vairagyasaram pratilabhya bodham. Yatanjasanubhir rakuncha disnyam. Yata anjasa. As much as very quickly Anviyuhu they will achieve. What is that? Akunta Disnyam. This is Vaikuntha in the spiritual sky. So just by hearing the Krishna Katha. So that in such a way, demigods are offering this prayer. Panena te deva kata sudayaha pravruddhya bhaktya vishidasayaye vairagyasaram pratilabhya bodham yatanja sanfir rakuntya disnyam. The translation. O Lord, persons who, because of their serious attitude, attain the stage of enlightened devotional service, achieve the complete meaning of renunciation and knowledge, and attain the Vaikuntha Loka in the spiritual sky simply by drinking the nectar of your topics. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Samhita Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. The difference between the impersonalist mental speculators and the pure devotees of the Lord is that the former pass through a miserable understanding of the absolute truth at every stage, whereas the devotees enter into the kingdom of all pleasures even from the beginning of their attempt. The devotee has only to hear about devotional activities, which are as simple as anything in ordinary life, and he also acts very simply, whereas the mental speculator has to pass through a jugglery of words, which are partially facts and partially make show for the maintenance of an artificial impersonal status. In spite of his strenuous efforts to attain the perfect knowledge, the impersonalists attain merging into the impersonal oneness of the Brahma Jyoti of the Lord, which is also attained by the enemies of the Lord simply because of their being killed by him. The devotees, however, attain to the highest stage of knowledge and renunciation and achieve the Vaikuntha Lokas, the planet in the spiritual sky. The impersonalists attain only the sky and does not achieve the tangible transcendental bliss, whereas the devotees attain to the planets where real spiritual life prevails. With a serious attitude, the devotees throw away all achievements like so much dust, and he accepts only devotional service, the transcendental culmination. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So here, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is describing the difference between impersonalistic mental speculators and the pure devotees of the Lord is that former pass through the miserable understanding of absolute truth at every stage. So here, in this particular statement, so there are the four kinds of people are to be described. One is the Rishi, second one is the Muni, third one is the Sadhu, fourth one is the Sant, the devotee. Rishi is the Vyasadeva. So generally, sometimes we call different terminologies based on circumstances. But a Rishi who is giving entire knowledge to the people in human society without any, that should not have any contemplations. It gives the complete entire knowledge, essence. So like Vyasadeva, he has given all the Puranas, Vedas, Itihasas. So there is no further questions. But Muni comes in the next level. That is the mental speculator. So if it is that one, or he thinks this is the mental speculations. That is the Muni. And the third one is the Sadhu. So he thinks that in this material world, it is full of miseries. I wanted to become a Sadhu and with all good qualities. So that is sadhu. And then devotee who understands the essence of everything, and then he surrenders himself unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And among the devotees association, he executes the devotional service peacefully. That is the devotee. Rishi, Muni, Sadhu, Santa. So these are the four kinds of people. So here Muni, he is always going through the jugglery because he is contemplating. He has got little bit of knowledge, like a half-filled pot. It is always shaking this way and make so much of noise. Whereas the full one or empty one, it doesn't make any noise. So likewise, so Muni pass through a miserable understanding of absolute truth at every stage, whereas the devotees enter into the kingdom of all pleasures even from the beginning of their attempt. So this is the easy path for the devotees. This is pratyakshavagamam dharmyam susukam kartum avyayam. When Krishna mentions, this is very pleasing path. So what devotee do? Devotee has only to hear about the devotional activities, which are as simple as anything in ordinary life. And he also acts very simply, whereas the mental speculators has to pass through a jugglery of words, which are partially facts and partially make show for the maintenance of the artificial impersonal status. So because of this particular statement, nowadays the society, there are so many confusions. For example, whenever Shankaracharya described this Mayavada philosophy, but at the same time he is also a devotee of the Lord, and he himself has no objections. But from the people who are hearing such kind of things, they will be deluded. So illusion covers their knowledge. Likewise, ordinary people, they are falling into illusion. So there are so many of people like that. They say some partial facts and then partially make sure for the maintenance of artificial impersonal status. And then what happens in the society? There's so much of confusion, the clouded spirituality. They do not know what is right, what is not right. They mix everything. They mix everything. So that is when we were in the childhood, before coming to Krishna consciousness purely, before that, all this to cross this cloud environment, it was not very easy. So this is again the people like the Prabhupada was mentioning, or sometimes used to quote this Brahma Samhita shloka. So Pantastu koti satavachar sampragamyo vahyuratapi manuso muni punghavanam. सोऽप्यस्ति यत् प्रपदसीमि अविचिन्त्यतत्ते गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Pantastu koti Satavachara Sampragamyo. So many Satavachara, Koti Satavachara. So even though they are millions of years, they are always contemplating. They cannot reach to the abode of the Lord. It is not possible for them. Vayoratapi Manaso Muni Pungavanam. But whereas this and sometimes such kind of philosophers who are mixing some partial facts and some partial impersonalist attends that maintenance of artificial impersonal status. Mostly they may merge sometime in the maximum of impersonal Brahma Jyoti. But what about the people who are hearing those instructions? They cannot attain the knowledge also. They cannot follow through the austerities and penances, going to secluded place, such kind of things. They cannot take place. And then instead, they will always entangle within this material world itself by the confusion. That is the greatest danger to the society. So, in spite of strenuous efforts to attain perfect knowledge, the impersonalist attains merging into the impersonal oneness of Brahma Jyoti of the Lord, which is also attained by the enemies of the Lord simply because of their being killed by him. So, for that one, he does not have to go through the jugglery of those words. So, here Prabhupada mentioning that impersonal Jyoti can also be simply is attained by the enemies of the Lord simply because of their being killed by him. But the devotees, however, attain to the highest stage of knowledge and renunciation and achieve the Vaikuntha Lokas, the planets in the spiritual sky. By what? Panena te deva katha sudayaha, just by hearing the Krishna Katha. Because they have got full knowledge of it, what it means and what प्रवर्तते यत्र रजस्तमस्तयोः सत्त्वं च मिश्रं न च कालविक्रमः न यत्र माया किमुता परे हरेर् अनुरता यत्र सुरा असुर अर्चिताः. So these are Vaikuntha Lokas, and also these Vaikuntha Lokas manifest on the earth in order to carry out Lord's pastimes. This is ye yata bhuivartante puryoho bhagavata priyaha. Tas tata santi vaikunte tattat leeladhamadhrutaha. Whenever Lord wanted to perform some pastimes here on earth, these Vaikuntha planets, they manifest here in the earth. Bhuivartante. Puryoho bhagavata priyaha. They are very pleasing to the Lord. Priyaha, and very dear to the Lord. Okay, so the impersonalist attains only the sky and does not achieve any tangible transcendental bliss, whereas the devotee attains to the planets where real spiritual life prevails. So here, just one example is Bhaktivedanta Mandir. As soon as we enter into the compound, we are in the Vaikuntha Loka. No more miseries of material world. All happiness. Very nice temple. Their lordships are there, and everyone are engaging in the service activities, especially. It doesn't matter whether he is a old person, young, or handicapped, or whether he has able or he has not able, then everyone are somewhere or other engaged in the service, somewhere or other. And some people, neophytes also come, who are devotees, they're also in the temple, and non-devotees, but they will come and to see what is going on, and also they will also offer obeisances to the Lord. It is not necessarily they are devoted. Devotion means completely surrendered. Who are not devotees, then simply neophytes, not yet, but they have got respect. So they will come and there is no conflicts. That is called Vaikuntha. This is Anurata Yatra Sura Asura Achitaha. Everyone are worshipping the Lord. So with a serious attitude, a devotee throws away all achievements like so much dust, and he accepts only devotional service, that transcendental culmination. We see so many of the great people who are like business corporates, and then they are millionaires or billionaires, it doesn't matter. He will come into the temple, he will wash um, the pots, what are the cooking pots, and he will clean the temple in so much of so. This is what happens to their all achievements in the material world. It is simply just like so much dust. He wanted to, this is intoxicated life. He wanted to completely wipe out. He accepts only devotionals. This is so much of pleasing to the devotees. That is transcendental culmination. Okay, so like here, demigods are praying about the Krishna Katha. Just by hearing the Krishna Katha, gradually they will be attracted. Panena te dev katha sudayaha prurjya bhaktya vishidasayaye vairagyasaram pratilabhya bodham yatanjasanvihir rakuntya disnyam. And whereas the same katha, whoever is leaving aside and reading some other katha, like the newspapers, so there, nonam daivena vihita, ye nonam daivena vihita, ye cha achyuta katha sudham. And whoever is hitva asad katha, this is what is Kapil Bhagwan describes that this one it comes like third canto, chapter 32. It comes very nicely. So I think previously also we have seen that one. नूनं दैवेन विहित ये च अच्युत कथासुधां हित्वा शृण्वन्ति असद्गाताः पुरेशिमिव विद्भुजः. This is asad-gata. Shrinvanti asad-gataha. That is, such persons are condemned by who are hearing asad-gata, which is not Krishna Katha. Simply, which is not Krishna Katha, everything is asad. Such persons are condemned by the supreme order of the Lord because they are averse to the nectar of the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are compared to stool-eating hogs. They give up hearing of transcendental activities of the Lord and indulge in hearing of the abominable activities of materialistic persons. Abominable activities of materialistic persons, like nowadays, all the political people and movie entertainment people. So these are all abominable activities of materialistic persons. Okay, so here demigods are praying about the Krishna Katha. Panena te deva katha sudayaha prurjha bhaktya vishrasayaye vairagyasaram pratilabhya bodham yatanjasanvir rakuntya disnyam. This is free from all kinds of materialistic contaminations. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam, and demigods are praying. Okay, we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to Vamanadeva, November 12th, 1970, Bombay. It is not too big letter. Can you request Meena Mataji, would you like to read this letter?
Hare Krishna. My dear Vaman Deva, please accept my blessing and offer the same to your excellent by Srimati Indira Dasi. I'm glad to hear from you after some time. I have been recently traveling all over the land of India, and just recently I have come back to Bombay, where I have received your let, letter redirected from Kolkata. I am so much pleased that you are carrying on our Krishna consciousness program with such nice enthusiasm and devotional in St. Louis. I think St. Louis is an important city in your country, so you must do the large work of making the whole place Krishna consciousness. Similarly, we are trying in India to establish some center, and the response of the people here has been very favorable towards our movement, which they have found to be a great stimulus to the revival of Krishna consciousness, which they have been forsaking for the imitations of your Western material prosperity. You all my student must simply maintain your standard of pure conduct in pure Krishna consciousness, and everyone will be satisfied that this is the best way to bring in the needed peace and prosperity to the world. I am very pleased to learn that you have several new devotees with you, and the temple has been completely remo- rem- renovated. It is very nice house. So simply make it a place for Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani, and that will be the perfection of the utilizations, and you will become perfect and happy by this work. Please continue your work in the Bhakti Yoga in sorry in Bhakti Yoga Society at the university. The student cannot be overestimated as our best prospect. The new growth of Tulsi is testimony to your sincere devotional, because she will only grow and flourish in an atmosphere of Krishna consciousness. Please see that the regular rules and practice are strictly followed by all the inmates, and keep improving the quality of your deity worship. This will keep your family fixed in the absolute truth. Always try to increase the distributions of literatures, and sincere and more sincere persons will be attracted by this. Please work in coordination with Srimad Bhagwan Das and the other GBC member, and make progress in your center. I beg to thank you for your kind invitation, and certainly I shall be very happy to stay for a while in St. Louis when returning to the US conveniently. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher as a Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from here?
Yeah. First of all, Prabhupada is saying that he was traveling, giving the blessing to him and his wife, and then he was mentioning that he's traveling all over the land in India, and and now he's staying in the Bombay, and then he's received the letter, and then Prabhupada is mentioning that he was very pleased, it's because this Vaman Deva, Prabhuji was doing the nice Krishna conscious program in St. Louis. So Prabhupada is very pleased, and he said this is very nice city. So yeah, and then he was very pleased about the work how he's doing and spreading Krishna consciousness, and then and then Prabhupada is also mentioning that he is also they are also trying here in India to establish many centers, uh, mm, mm, and yeah, and then Yeah, sorry, and Prabhupada is also mentioning here that that he has made sort of a new devotee, which is also like, very, very pleased by Prabhupada, and also that they have renovated the, the temple nicely. So he said, this is nice house, and so please, okay, place for the Sri Krishna and Radharani, and yeah, it was they have renovated that place. So Prabhupada was very pleased about that, and utilize your time and effort for Krishna consciousness, and then everything worked very nicely. Uh, yeah. And then also about mentioning about the Tulsi Maharani, that Tulsi Maharani, is growing nicely, which is which is very happy that the Tulsi Maharani is only flourish, when there is grow, and for is when the Krishna consciousness, so it will be very important that, Tulsi Maharani, like, yeah, so please. Yeah, strictly, and then Prabhupada also mentioned that you have to follow the regular rules and practice strictly follow the quality of deity worship as well, which is also very important. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning, and then also Prabhupada mentioning that try to increase distributing the literatures, uh, and more literature, the more sincere persons, and they will attach, they will attract to come to Krishna, will be attracted by this, and then to sincere devotee, and they will be attracted to come to the Krishna consciousness, and then also ask him to coordinate with the Srimad Bhagwan Das about the GPC and make progress on that as well. And then I also was thankful for the invitation, Prabhupada, to invitation to come to the maybe US, and yeah, so that is something I have taken. Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely read and explained. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees? Sanjita Mataji, you wanted to add any comments, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Meena Mataji has nicely explained, Prabhu. About Vaman Dev, whatever I've read, I just like to share that we do not hear a lot about him, like we do hear about his other disciples, but he is one of the disciples. He and his wife, Srimati Indira Dasi, they followed Prabhupada's instruction to the T, and they did a great service in the USA. He was from Columbus, and then he came to Prabhupada asked him to go to Michigan in St. Louis to open this temple, and Prabhupada always, I mean, in many letters, Prabhupada glorified St. Louis temple and the service they have done, because they did it in a very intelligent way, and it flourished very quickly. Last year, the St. Louis temple celebrated its 50th anniversary. So they started the temple, renovated it properly, making it new again. The devotees started coming, learned devotees. They made use of the universities which were around, St. Louis University and Washington University, and they started the Bhakti Yoga Society there. And Prabhupada mentioned that students are our best prospects, so it's always nice to introduce Krishna consciousness to the students, because what the material teaching they learn is not good enough in the life further. And so that the university, that way they spread the message in the university also. They did nice sankirtan, but go by taking around St. Louis area, and that way the message spread. And book distribution, and as Amina Mataji mentioned, after Hawaii, where Govinda Dasi, she grew the Tulsi plant, St. Louis became this another place where Tulsi Maharani grew, and Prabhupada thought it as very positive. As Prabhupada mentioned, it's a testimony of Krishna consciousness. It only grow when the environment is very positive and Krishna conscious. So, and a huge contribution from his wife Indira Dasi. She and then Prabhupada later in his message letters, he advised her to, he requested that other temples, they can take Tulsi Maharani from there, learn how to care about Tulsi Maharani. So Indra Dasi helped to teach them how to look after Tulsi Maharani, and in that way the other temples also flourished that way. So that was a great testimony of that. And apart from this, like when this temple completely flourished, Vaman Dasi moved to open, because he was really expert in opening temples very nicely and effectively in very less time. In just 1 year, he made all that for the temple to prosper. And then he was not hankering after the post of president. He then went on his own, like Prabhupada. By that time, he was busy in India to spread the mission. So he went to Oklahoma City to open another temple. So that's how he kept on doing. And in the meantime, in these last 50 years, we see so many disciples left, but he was still there doing wonderful service. So it's like so much. And then I was saying we don't hear so much about Vaman Dev Das. So like his name, he was very empowered, and he did wonderful service for the spreading Krishna consciousness in the West. That's all, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful, Mataji. Thank you for sharing that about Vamanadev, which we do not have that much knowledge about, Prabhuji. Okay. Any other comments? Devaid Mataji, you wanted to add anything? Any other reflections you feel differently?
No, Prabhuji, everything's been covered so nicely by both the Matajis. I'm in no position to comment. So thank you so much for giving us so much insight to all this, Mataji. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Gauringa Mataji, you wanted to add anything? Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, no Prabhu. Samhita Mataji, Meena Mataji. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is when things are going on, following the rules and regulations. One point here. So when things are going on, then it will attract the sincere devotees. More sincere persons will be attracted by this. Always try to increase distribution of literatures. Because intelligent people, they read the books and the Puranas and Sastrics. Nowadays, many people, this is Srinvanti Asad Gadaha. They are reading so many nonsense literatures. Intelligent people, but attracted by nonsensical literatures. But we need to profusely distribute these literatures. Srila Prabhupada's books. Okay, then sincere persons will be reflecting and then coming to Krishna consciousness. Okay, so that is, and also cooperation is needed with the JBC and Srimad Bhagavan Das and other in order to progress further. Okay, that is my reflection as well from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Okay, and from the announcements point of view, today evening we have got Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we don't have any guest speakers, we do by ourselves. That is at 7 p.m. And dear devotees, if you have got any updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly do so. Otherwise, we shall move to Shri Brahma Samhita. Okay, so we have been discussing Shri Brahma Samhita for last three.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, just a question, like, so today is like the Chaturthi, what you have mentioned. So we
Yeah.
have to fast, like,
Yes, so this is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada.
but it's not mentioned in the calendar.
Yes, it is not mentioned in the calendar. So here devotees are asking fasting till sunset.
Okay, so like without water, like that.
That does not mention, but fasting till sunset. That is,
Okay.
but generally what devotees follow, they can follow. Depends on how austere we are. So, so here the generally fasting is observed till evening up to 5 o'clock. I think nowadays for devotees fasting is like a festival.
Or not like for Haridas Thakur.
It is not for Haridas Thakur, but for Ananta Chaturdasi Vrata.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Maybe devotees who cannot have all these things follow, so they can take water. If it is still difficult, take the fruits. Still difficult, take the milk and some liquids, and then if still difficult, take the fruits. Still, then vegetables like that until 5 o'clock.
So why not mention in the calendar?
I don't know, Mataji. So, but even there are few other pastimes appearances of the Lord. Not everything has mentioned. But the Prabhupada has mentioned here in the room conversations.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Yes, coming to Sri Brahma Samhita. So this is Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. Okay, we have completed 3 shlokas. So I request devotees, you also kindly try to recite these shlokas once again to refresh. So 1, 2, and 3 shlokas. Just to keep them in one single page, so just minimize that. Maybe too small. More. So can I request dear devotees just to recite these 3 shlokas, and then we will enter the 4th shloka. Just to recap on it, that's all. Okay. I'll keep it big, and then I'll just change the page. Okay. Starting with the alphabetical order, again devotees. During the Mataji, would you like to recite the shlokas, Mataji? Shri Brahma Samhita.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. Ishara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam Sahasra Patra Kamalam Gokulam Mahat Padam Tatkarani Karanam Tadhama Tadanantam Anantam Sa Samavavam Karnikaram Mahadayantam Sadkonam Vajra Kalakam Sadananga Sadpadi Sadnam प्रकृत्य पुरुषानवचा परमानंद महानंद रसेन भास सतम हि यत् ज्योतिरूपेण मानन कामा बीजेन संगतम.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely recited. Jayaved Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Sahasrapatra Kamalam Gokulakyam Mahatpadam Tatkarnikaram Tadhama Tad Anantamsha Sambhavam Karnikaram Mahad Yantram Shadkonam Vajrakilakam Shad Anga Tatpadi Thanam Prakritya Purushena Cha Premananda Mahananda Rasenavasthitam hiyat Jyotirupena manuna Kama Bijena Sangatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nicely recited. Thank you, Mataji. Next, Meena Mataji, please.
ईश्वरं परमं कृष्ण सच्चिदानन्दविग्रह अनादि आदिरगोविन्द सर्वकारणकारणम् सहस्रपत्रकमलं गोकुलख्यां महत्पदं तत्त्वकर्णिकारं तद्धाम तदनन्त अंशं सम्भव कार्णिकारं महद्यन्त्रं सत्कोन्नं व्रजकीलकं सदङ्ग सत्थानं प्रकृत्य पुरुषं च प्रेमानन्द महानन्द रसान् अवस्थितं हि यत् ज्योतिरूपेण मनुना कामाब्रिजन् सर्गतम्. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Nicely recited. Can I request Miss Samhita Mataji to recite these three shlokas, please?
हरे कृष्ण. ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिर आदिर गोविंदः सर्वकारण कारणम सहस्रपत्रं कमलं गोकुलाख्यं महत्पदं तत्कर्णिकारं तद्धाम तदनन्तं सम्भवम् कर्णिकारं महद्यन्त्रं सत्कोणं वज्रकीलकं सदङ्गषट्पदी स्थानं प्रकृत्य पुरुषेण च प्रेमानन्द महानन्द रसेन वस्थितं हि यत् ज्योतिरूपेण मानुना कामबीजेन संगतम्.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Vishal Mataji, please.
Yes, Prabhu. ईश्वरः परमः कृष्णः सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहः अनादिरादिर्गोविन्दः सर्वकारणकारणम् सहस्रपत्रकमलं गोकुलाख्यं महत्पदं तत्कर्णिकारं तद्धाम तदनन्तं ससम्भवम् कर्णिकारं महद्यन्त्रं सत्कोणं वज्रकालिकं सदङ्गसत्पदिस्थानं प्रकृत्या पुरुषेण च प्रेमानन्द महानन्द रसेनावस्थितं धिया ज्योतिरूपेण मानुना कामबीजेन सङ्गतम्. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So beautifully recited. So Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigrahaha Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Sat Chit Ananda, eternal, and then full of knowledge and full of bliss. Vigraha is the personified. Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes and he is the source and he is the original. And then the Golok Vrindavana, it is expanded Sahasrapatra Kamalam. There are 1,000 petals. Sahasrapatra Kamalam, Gokulakim Mahatpadam. It called Gokulakim. Tat Karnikaram, Tad Dhama, Tad Anantamsha Sambhavam. And Karnikaram is the center, the wall, the middle part of the lotus, which is yellowish part. The Tat Karnikaram, Tad Dhama, the abode of the Lord, and Tad Anantamsha Sambhavam. It is made possible by the Lord Balarama. Tad Anantamsha Sambhavam. And then further describing Karnikaram Mahadyantram and Shat Konam Vajrakelam to describe more about the centered whole part of it. Shat Konam. There are Shat Konas here. Shadanga Shatpadi Sthanam, and there are Shadangas are there. Karni Mahadyantram Shatkonam Vajrakelakam Shadanga Shatpadisthanam Prakritya Purushenacha. So the Lord and Purusha and Prakriti, they are there. So Radharani is called Mola Prakriti. Krishna is the Purusha. And they are in the Premananda Mahananda, always engaged in the Premananda, amorous pastimes. Mahananda Rasena, in different mellows. Avasitam Hiyat, they stay in that world, the central part. But that is protected by so many, it is Vajrakelakam, very strong. No one can enter into that abode. There are so many other things. And then Jyotirupena Manuna Kama Bijena Sangatam. Jyotirupena Manuna Kama Bijena Sangatam. Just to describe those translation for this one. I'll just find the recap. So the world of the transcendent lotus is the realm wherein the dwells Krishna. It is hexagonal figure, the abode of the indwelling, predominated and predominating aspect of the absolute. Predominated and predominating aspect of the absolute. Like a diamond, the central supporting figure of self-uniqueness Krishna stands as the transcendental source of all potencies. The holy name consisting of 18 transcendental letters is manifested in a hexagonal figure with 6 fold divisions. This is Klim Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. So this one, if we just go a little bit, so this we have seen in the last session to describe further. In the middle, there is a clean. This is called Bhijakshara. Clean. And then this is Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopijana, Vallabhaya, Swaha. These are the Shatkodam. That is described here. 18, consisting of 18 transcendental letters, is manifested in a hexagonal figure with 6 fold divisions. So this is described further in the purport. We went in detail all these things. So this is what are the 6 transcendental words. Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopijana, Vallabhaya, Swaha. These are the words it is described here. And then further, Klim is the principal seed. This is Bijakshara, situated in the instrument as the central pivot. Whenever we hear the Klim sound, it is addressing the principal. It is Bijakshara, a central pivot for the Goloka Vrindavan. A hexagonal great transcendental machinery. So this one we have described in detail. So we shall move to the next shloka, so where it is described. It is describing about the petals, each and every petal about it. So now previous shloka is the center part. Now it is describing the petals. तत्किञ्जल्कं तदंशानां तत्पत्राणि श्रियामपि तत्किञ्जल्कं तदंशानां तत्पत्राणि श्रियामपि. So here, Tat is the of that lotus, Kinjalkam is the petals, and Tad Amshanam of his Krishna's fragmental portions. Tad Kinjalkam, Tad Amshanam, they are the Krishna's fragmental portions, and Tat Patrani, uh, Tat of that lotus, Patrani, the leaves, Shriyam, the gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani, Api also. So these are all Krishna's further expansions, those petals and then leaves. Tat kinjalkam tadamshanam tat patrani shriyamapi. Okay, so it's a small translation and purport. Okay, Gauringa Mataji, are you available to read this translation, Mataji? Gauringa Mataji, read translation.
Hare Krishna
Mataji, read
Prabhuji.
the purport.
Okay. The well of the eternal realm, Gokula, is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are the abodes of gopis, who are part and parcel of Krishna, to whom they are most lovingly devoted, and are similar in essence. The petals shine beautifully like so many walls, and the extended leaves of that lotus are the garden link Dhamma, i.e., spiritual abode of Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, would you like to read the purport, please?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. The transcendental Gokula is shaped like the lotus. The eternal world is like a hexagonal figure. In that, the entity Sri Radha Krishna, appearing in the form of a mantra consisting of 18 transcendental letters, are centered. The propagating manifestation emanating from the Chitta potency are present there with the said entities as the center. Sri Radha Krishna is the primary cause of the seed himself. Gopal Tapanti says, Gopal Tapani says, Omkara signifies the all-powerful Gopala and his potency, and Srilam Gopal's name is the same as Omkara. Hence, Kama Bija, or the primary cause of all love, is connective of the entity Sri Radha Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So here, the world of the eternal realm, Gokula is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are abodes of gopis. So here, coming back to here, so we have got here, all are the pinkish ones. These are the petals, the flower petals. And at the end, we also see different petals. These are the leaves. So they appear to be leaves there. And again, there are different pastimes are going on. So here it is describing here, the petals are abodes of the gopis who are part and parcel of Krishna, to whom they are most lovingly devoted and are similar in essence. This is like the all the sakis and manjaris. And the petals shine beautifully like so many walls. The petals shine like so many beautiful walls. And then the extended leaves of that lotus are garden-like dhamma. This is the last petals. These are the leaves. It is not pink color. If you observe a little bit closely, they are appearing like the leaves. So this is the leaves of that lotus are garden-like dhamma, that is spiritual abode of Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. Okay, so that is what it means here. That is Tat Kinjalkum Tadam Shanam Tat Patrani Shriyam Api. Of course, this is entire the lotus flower and all the petals and everything. Srimati Radharani is she is the Vrindavaneshwari. So we all know that Vrindavaneshwari. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is this is I think Jiva Goswami and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami, they have given elaborate purports here. In the foreword, we have seen Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami's descriptions, and his name was there. So here, the transcendent Gokula is shaped like the lotus that we have seen, and eternal world is like a hexagonal. Eternal world is like a hexagonal figure. In that entity is Shri Radha Krishna appearing in the form of a mantra consisting of 18 transcendental letters are centered. So Shri Radha Krishna here. This is Klim Krishnaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. So Klim is the Bija mantra, appearing in the form of mantra in consisting of 18 transcendental letters. And then the propagating manifestations emanating from the chit potency are present there with the said entities as the center. Chit potency, this is the eternity. So that is the central part is the Klim. Okay, we shall come to that point as well. Shri Radha Krishna is the primary cause or the seed himself. That is the Radha Krishna is the seed himself. That is Klim again. And Gopala Tapani says Omkara signifies the all-powerful Gopala and his potency. That is Omkara. And then Klim is the same as Omkara. Hence, Kama Bija are the primary cause of all love is the quantitative of the entities Sri Radha Krishna. So Klim is same as Omkara. So here Omkara, Sri Jiva Goswami describes about the Omkara as the Om, it is divided into Akaram, Ukaram, Makaram. Three different letters that is combined as Akaram Uchite Krishna Sarva Lokaika Naikaha. And Ukaram Uchite Radha, Makaram Jiva Vachakaha. So this is the Krishna, Radharani, and also living entities. This is Omkara. So here Gopala Upanishad describes Omkara signifies all-powerful Gopala and his chit potency. And Klim is same as Omkara. This is Klim Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopijana Vallabhaya, Swaha. So hence Kama Bhija in Sangatam in the previous Jyotirupena Manuna Kama Bhijena Sangatam. Hence the Kama Bija or the primary cause of all love is the quantitative of the entities Sri Radha Krishna. That is the claim. It is bit technical terms, but we understand only Radha and Krishna and the gopis. So that's what is described here, lotus flower in a understandable way. One picture describes so many words. So here Radha Krishna is here. That is from the purport what we understand. And dear devotees, if you have got questions, kindly ask questions. The questions may be rising to the beautiful answers. If you have got any questions or you wanted to share anything, kindly share. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can we recite that sloka, Prabhu?
Yes,
We can
Mataji.
have
Yes, beautiful. Yes, kindly recite, devotees. Take a turn to recite this shloka. Usha Mataji.
Raghunatha? Okay. Tat kinjalakam tat amsan amsan sam amsan tatra patrani shriyam api. Tat kinjalakam tat amsan tat patrani shriyam api. Yes, Prabhu. I don't know. Just tat kinjalakam tat amsan tat patrani shriyam api.
Very nice. Thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Prabhu.
So, tat kinjalkam tadamshanam tat patran shriyamapi. Okay. Sanchita Mataji, would you like to do? You
Thank you,
wanted to do
Prabhu.
once more, Mataji?
Okay, Prabhu. Tat kinjalakam tat amsanam tat patrani shriyam api.
Yes, this is kinjalkam.
Kinjalakam. Tat
Kinjal.
kinjalakam tat amsanam tat patrani shriyam api. Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Sanchita Mataji, would you like to do that 3 times, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Tat kinjalkam tad amsanam tad patrani shriyam api. Tat kinjalkam tad amsanam tad patrani shriyam api. Tat kinjalkam tad amsanam tad patrani shriyam api. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Meena Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tat kinjal tat kinjalkam tat ansanam tat patrani sriyam api. Tat kinjalkam tat ansanam tat patrani sriyam api. Tat kinjalkam tat ansanam tat patrani sriyam api. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Garinge Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tat kinjalkam tat amsanam tat patrani sayam api. Tat kinjalkam tat amsanam tat patrani shreyam api. Tat kinjalkam tat amsanam tat parsani shreyam api. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So the whole of that eternal realm Gokula is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are the abode of gopis who are part and parcel of Krishna, to whom they are most lovingly devoted and are similar in essence. The petals shine beautifully like so many walls. The external leaves of that lotus are the garden-like Dhamma, that is spiritual abode of Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. Okay, so that is this lotus flower, description of the lotus flower. And also here we have got again Chaturasram, Chaturdhama, that one also will be described in the next shloka. So, and also about the jewels here, there are 8 jewels at every 4 corners. Each corner there are 2 jewels, and also 2 jewels, and there is one trishul here, trident, which is again mantra. So mantras are there in 10 directions. 10 directions like the Dasadbihi. And these are all these mantras in the form of a human. Manurupaisha Dasidikpalaihi, Dashadikpalaihi. All the Dikpalas in the form of Manu, they're all mantras. They're actually the mantras. And also here, the every 4 corners, this is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The Purusharthas are there, and 4 Vedas are also there. 4 Vedas are the Sama Vedam, Rigvedam, Yajurvedam, Atharvana Vedam. There are 4 sides, and 4 Purusharthas, 4 Vedas, and also this 4 expansions, Vasudeva, Sankarshna, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. These are all surrounded around the lotus flower that is going to be described in the next shloka. So this is kind of technical details of how the Goloka is constructed. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. This line, can you explain a bit? The propagating manifestation emanating from the Chit potency are present there with the said entities as the center. Can you explain it a bit more, please?
So here, Krishna, there is a Klim. Klim is the Bijakshara. And here in this Bijakshara, in the previous shloka, it is described Bijam, Kama Bijena Sangatam, and Jyoti Rupena Manuna. So this one, if we just go here a little bit, Premananda Mahananda Rasena Avastamiyetu Jyoti Rupena Manuna Kama Bijena Sangatam. This is claim is Kama Bija. And here in the center, Prakritya Purushena Cha, by the personality of God, Godhead Krishna, and then Mola Prakriti Radharani. Prakritya Purushena Cha. They are thus, it is combined form is Kamvija, claim. And they are the source for the Premananda Mahananda. Rasena is the Melos. Rasena is the, yes, with the Rasa Melos. Avasitam, he they are situated there. So Krishna and Radharani. So here coming back to here, the propagating manifestations emanating from the Chit potency are present there with the said entities as the center. So that is the claim, that is Kam Bija, that is the source for the Chit potency. So that is what we understand. Again, Hladini Shakti. So again, Krishna, the Purusha's Hladini Shakti is the Prakriti, that is Mola Prakriti is Radharani. She is again described here. Radha Krishna Pranay Vikriti Hladini Shakti Rasmad Ekatmana Vapi Bhuvipura Deha Bedam Gatavatav. They are the only one person, but they have appeared into two for the Pranay Vikriti. So that is the Radha and Krishna is only one. So they expand. So here, propagating manifestations emanating from the Chit potency are present there with the said entities as the center. Entities here means Krishna and Radha. This is not Prabhupada's purport. I think our Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami and then Srila Jiva Goswami, it is their statements. I hope. Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So Gopal Tapani, he is also like from the Parampara, is a Vaishnava who says Omkara signifies.
That is Upanishad. Gopal Tapani Upanishad.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. Okay, yeah.
So here Klim is same as Omkara. So in the center generally we mentioned when we are reciting Om, that is also same as Klim.
Klim, yeah.
This Klim is in the middle. And then this Jiva Goswami mentions Akaram, Mukaram, Makaram. Akaram is Krishna, Mukaram is Radha, and Makaram is
the living entities.
Living entities.
Yeah, it's we are so thankful to Prabhupada that when he writes the purport, like he makes it so. I mean, even if you try to understand on your own, it's so much easier. And of course, but this is like high level knowledge, more technical. So if it's written by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, because I think half of the Brahma Samhita was lost. It's only 5 chapters. So from there also, he had given it in. I mean, the purports are smaller, so quite difficult as well. But I must say, the one who has I think your Guru Maharaj is one of the disciples who has done the chart, the Golok chart. It's done, reading all these text, tattva, and then putting it in, presenting it in a format of a picture. It's much more easier to visualize. So that when you show that, it's much more easier. Like the Shadbhuja and the 18 letters and everything in the Golok chart, it's so much easier to visualize. We're just thinking without this picture, to visualize everything, it will get jumbled up. But yeah, you can make some sense of it. It'll take a long time, but yeah, thank you for starting this journey so we get understand, at least try to understand. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So last few shlokas also bit so much of technical. So there are many new words are coming, and even we were a bit trying to pronounce those words. So many new words we have not seen in the Srila Prabhupada's purpose. These are all new. Many. We started with the forward itself, but the forward itself is a bit difficult. The new words are coming, and it takes some time. So maybe until a few more shlokas. So then it is construction of the Goloka, and then later on potencies of the Lord, how he is situated. Okay, that will be described. So here, hence the Kama Bija, the primary cause of all love, is connotative of the entities Shri Radha Krishna. Clean. And whenever the sannyasis, they have taken the first one is the uh, first initiation is chanting Hare Krishna mantra following regulative principles. Once he is advanced, later on he is Brahman initiated. There he chants the Gayatri mantra. And then further for the sannyasis, they will given this mantra, that is Kama Gayatri, something like that. So I expect, I have not heard what it is, Kama Gayatri. Maybe this is what Kleem Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. So this is what I expect. But in the previous shloka, it is described here. As for example, Kleem Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya. This is a hexagonal mantra, is consisting of 6 transcendental words. Then this is said mantra being it did not mention that that it is the Kama Gayatri here, but let us see what is Kama Gayatri. Maybe Kama Gayatri mantra. It is Kleem Kama Devaya Vidmahe Pushpabanaya Dhimahi Tanno Anangaha Prachodayat. It is a Vedic hymn that translates to let us meditate on the master of the senses who carries the arrows of flowers. Let us meditate on him, being thus enthused by the transcendental Cupid. This mantra containing the Kama Bija Kleem is used to serve and worship Lord Krishna, also known as the spiritual Cupid or Madana Mohana. It is given by the spiritual master to advanced disciples after they have made significant progress in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the Kama Gayatri, is a little bit different. It is all starting with the Kleem. Kleem Kamadevai Vidmahe Pushpabhanai Dhimahi Tanno Anangaha Prachodhayat. It is for advanced devotees. Okay, so but here this one is the Goloka mantra. Kleem Krishnaya Gopijana Vallabhaya. Kleem Krishnaya, sorry, what is that shloka? Yeah, Kleem Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. Okay, so that is this particular shloka. If we just go further, next shloka is a long one, but we don't go into the purports. Just recite this one. It's very big one. It is only one shloka only. I think there are 16 lines. I'll just try to reduce a little bit size so we see everything on one page. Okay. Do you see all lines like this? Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, can we all try to recite this? But it is a long shloka. I'll try to recite this shloka first, and then later on you follow line by line, and then you recite this shloka. चतुरस्रं तत्परितः श्वेतद्वीपाख्यम् अद्भुतं चतुरस्रं चतुर्मूर्धे चतुर्धामा चतुष्कृतं चतुर्भिः पुरुषार्थैश्च चतुर्भिः चतुर्विवृतं स्थूलैर्दशभिरानद्धा मूर्ध्वो अधो दिग्विदिक्ष्वपि अष्टभिः निधिभिः जुष्टमष्टभिः सिद्धिभिः तथा मनुरूपस्य दश दिक्पालैः परितो वृतं श्यामैर्गौरैश्च रक्तैश्च शुक्लैश्च पाशदर्शभैः शोभितुं शक्तिविस्ताभिः अद्भुताभिः समन्ततः. Okay, so it is very tricky words also coming in here. Chaturasram tat paritah. Devotees kindly follow line by line.
चतुरस्रं तत्परितः
तत्परितः
श्वेतद्वीपाख्यम् अद्भुतम्
श्वेतदीपाख्यम् अद्भुतम्
दीपाख्यम् अद्वैतम्
चतुरस्रं चतुर्मूर्तेः
चतुरस्रं
चतुरासं
चतुर्मूर्तेः
चतुर्मूर्तेः
चतुर्धामा चतुष्कृतम्
चतुर्धाम
चतुर्धाम चतुष्कृतम्
चतुष्कृतम्
चतुर्भिः पुरुषार्थैश्च
चतुर्भिः
चतुर्भिः
पुरुषार्थैः
पुरुषार्थैश्च
चतुर्भिर्हेतुर्भिर्वृतम्
चतुर्भिः
चतुर्भिर्विधुर्विधम्
विदुर्भिः
स्थूलैर्दशभिर् आनद्धम्
सूर्यदशभिः
सूर्यदशभिरर्धः
आनद्धम् आनन्दम्
ऊर्ध्व अधो दिग्विदिक्ष्वपि
ऊर्ध्वतो
दिग्विदिशपि
विदिक्ष्वपि
अष्टभिः निधिभिः जुष्टम्
अष्टभिः निधिभिः जुष्टम्
सहस्रम्
अष्टभिः सिद्धिभिः तथा
अष्टभिः सिद्धिभिः तथा
मनुरूपैश्च दशभिः
मनुरूपस्य दशभिः
दिक्पालैः परितो वृतम्
दिक्पालैः परितो
श्यामैर्गौरैश्च रक्तैश्च
श्यामैर्गौरैश्च रक्तैश्च
शुक्लैश्च पाशदर्शभैः
शुक्लैश्च पार्श्वदर्शैः
शोभितुं शक्तिभिस्ताभिः
शोभितं शक्तिभिः स्ताभिः
अद्भुताभिः समन्ततः.
अद्भुताभिः समन्ततः.
Okay, once again, we shall do line by line. चतुरस्रं तत्परितः
तत्परितः
श्वेतद्वीपाख्यम् अद्भुतम्
श्वेतद्वीपाख्यम्
अद्भुतम्
अद्भुतम्
चतुरस्रं चतुर्मूर्धे
चतुरस्रं चतुर्मूर्ते
चतुर्धामा चतुष्कृतम्
चतुर्धाम चतुष्कृतम्
चतुर्भिः पुरुषार्थैश्च
चतुर्विधि पुरुषादेश
चतुर्भिर्हेतुर्विवृतम्
चतुर्विहेद हेतुभेद विकृतम्
स्थूलैर्दशभिरानद्धम्
शूले दशाभिर अनध्यम्
ऊर्ध्वाधो दिग्विदिक्ष्वपि
ऊर्ध्वाधो दिग्विदिक् सब अपि
अष्टभिर्निधिभिर्जुष्टम्
अष्टभिर्निधिभिर्दष्टम्
अष्टभिः सिद्धिभिस्तथा
अष्टभिः
अष्टभिः तथा
सिद्धिभिस्तथा
मनुरूपस्य दशभिः
मनुरूपस्य
मनुरूपस्य
दशभिः
दिक्पालैः परितो वृतम्
दिक्पालैः परितो वृतम्
दिक्पालैर्परितोषितम्
श्यामैर्गौरैश्च रक्तैश्च
श्यामैर्गौरैश्च च रक्तैश्च
शुक्लैश्च पाशदर्शभैः
शुक्लस्य पारसदर्शवः
शोभितुं शक्तिभिस्तथाभिः
शोभितं शक्तिभिस्तभिः
अद्भुताभिः समन्ततः
अद्भुताभिः समन्ततः.
Thank you so much. So now, dear devotees, would you like to recite by yourself? Gauri
Can I
Mataji.
go, Prabhupada?
Usha Mataji, yes Mataji, please go ahead.
चतुराश्रं तत्परितः श्वेताद्विपाख्यम् अद्भुतं चतुराश्रं चतुर्मूर्ते चतुर्धामा चतुष्कृतं चतुर्भिः पुरुषाश्वतैश्च चतुर्भिर्हेतुभिर्वृतं स्थूले दशाभिरनद्धम् ऊर्ध्वतो दिग्विदिक्षवपि अष्टाभिर्निधिभिर्जुष्टम् अष्टाभिर्सिद्धभिस्तथा मनुरूपाश्च दशाभिर्दिक्पालैः परितोडितं श्यामैर्गौरैश्च रक्षतैश्च शुक्लैश्च परशदर्शभिः शोभितं शक्तिभिस्तैरद्भुतैः समन्ततः हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Would you like to go?
हरे कृष्ण। चतुराश्रं तत्परितः श्वेतद्विपाख्यम् अद्भुतं चतुराश्रं चतुराश्रं चतुर्मूर्तेश्चतुर्धाम चतुष्कृतं चतुर्भिः पुरुषार्थैश्च चतुर्भिर्हेतुभिर्वृतं वृत्तं सुलेदशेभिरनाथम् ऊर्ध्वबधो दिक्विदिक्स्वपि अष्टैर्निधिभिर्जुष्टम् अष्टैभिः सिद्धिभिस्तथा मनुरूपैश्च दशाभिर्दिक्पालैः परितो वृत्तम् श्यामैर्गौरैश्च रक्तैश्च शुक्लैश्च पार्षदर्शाभिः शोभितं शक्तिभिस्तभिरद्भुताभिः समन्ततः। हरे कृष्ण। Forgive me for my mistakes, Prabhu. Hare
Very nicely recited. Thank you, Mataji. Gauri Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी की चतुराश्रम तत परितः स्तंतदत्पिक्षम अद्भुतं चतुराश्रम चतुर्मूर्ते चतुर्धाम चतुष्कतं चतुर्भिः पुरुषार्थश्च चतुर्भिर्हितुर्भिर्वृतं शूलैर्दशाभिः आनन्दम् ऊर्ध्वबाहो दिग्विक्षपपि चतुर्धो दिग्वशपपि अस्ताभिर्निधिभिर्जष्टम् अस्ताभिः तथा मनुरूपश्चात् दिक् दिक्पालैः परितो व्रतं श्यामैर गरुवैश्च रक्ताश्च शुक्लैश्च पर्षादर्शावाहिः शोभितं शक्तिभिस्तवहिर् adhutahi samantataha. Sorry, Prabhuji, I cannot recite properly, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
It's a tricky words, but this is the biggest shloka. This is all one shloka only. So, Chitrastram Tatparitah Shvetadvipakyam Adbhutam Chitrastram Chiturmurte Chiturdhama Chitushkuratam Chiturbihi Purushardhaisha Chiturbihi Heturbhivrutam Sole Dasviradha Mudhu Ado Digvidikshvapi Ashtabihi Nidibihi Justamastabihi Siddhibihi Tada Manurupa Shadasidik Parito Vratam Shamair Gaurasha Raktaisha Suklaisha Pasha Darshabaihi Shobhitam Sekti Vistabhiradbhutabihi Samantataha. Very beautifully this is described, but it is long and tricky thing. We shall just read only the translation. We would reflect next week, next Saturday. Samhita Mataji, would you like to read the translation, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. The surrounding external plane of Gokula is described in this verse. There is a mysterious quadrangular place named Shvetadvipa surrounding the outskirts of Gokula. Shvetadvipa is divided into 4 parts of all sides. The abode of Vasudev, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha are separately located in each of these 4 parts. These 4 divided abodes are enveloped by the fourfold human requirements such as piety, wealth, passion, and liberation, as also are the 4 Vedas, which Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and Atharva Veda, which deal with the mantra and which are the basis of achievements of the fourfold mundane requirements. 10 tridents are fixed in the 10 directions, including the zenith and the nadir. The 8 directions are decorated with the 8 jewels of Maha, Padma, Shankha, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda, and Nila. There are 10 protectors, Dikpalas, of the 10 directions in the form of mantras. The associates of the hues of blue, yellow, red, and white are extraordinarily potencies bearing the names of Vimala, etc., shine on all sides. Brahma Samhita ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So here, this is the, again coming here one side to this one. This is the Gokula. And here we have got Shvetadvipa. So this is the lotus flower. And white part is Shvetadvipa. We see the lines here in the corners. So this is separating the 4 quarters. So here, coming to what the quarters are for. One is the, so just here describing here, Vasudeva here. One quarter is Vasudeva, one abode of Vasudeva, and one abode of Sankarshana here. Again, here there are 2 lines here to separating the Shvetadvipa into 4 quadrangles, Chaturasiram. And then here, again, here this is the Pradyumna and Aniruddha on the top. This is the Shvetadvipa. It is now divided into 4 quarters. And then now coming back to the description here, this is the quadrangular place named Shvetadvipa surrounding outskirts of Gokula. 4 parts on all sides, Vasudeva and Krishna Pradyumna, and then separately located in each of these 4 parts. These 4 divided abodes are enveloped by the fourfold human requirements such as the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So here, coming back to this one again, we see here, this is Dharma is mentioned here, and again, are here mentioned here in this quarter. And then further Kama, and then top is the Moksha. This is the Dharma, the Kama, Moksha 4. And then this is again Vedas are also mentioned here, as we have seen. Here this is the Rig Vedam, and then here it is the Yajur Vedam. Okay, Yajur Vedam is here, and then further there is Sama Vedam, and then further Atharvana Veda. They're actually the personified. So these mantras, these Vedas are also personified. That's why they have also put here a figure here. And then that is about the Dharma, the Kama, Mokshas, and also the four Vedas, which deal with the mantra and which are the basis of achievements of the fourfold mundane requirements. Mundane requirements are this Dharma, the Kama, Moksha. But in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we just elevate in Krishna consciousness. धर्म पुंजित कैतवोत्तर परमो निर्मत्सराणं सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वसुशिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परेरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यते कृतिभिः तत् कृतिभिः तत्क्षणात्. So likewise, Vyasadeva describes that this is what the Paramahamsas. So here whatever we sing, this is the Sahasrapatra Kamalam. This is for the Paramahamsas, the center part. We do not deal with the Dharma, the Kama, Moksha directly coming to the lotus flower. But here the construction is coming here. That means if we are coming to this lotus flower center straight away, that means we have already completed Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. That we need to understand. That is, it doesn't mean that we have skipped it. We have already passed those stages. So this is again coming to Devhuti Mata was mentioning that Ahobata Sopatu Ado Gharyan Jihwagre Vatte Nama Tubhyam Te Pustapaste Juhu Sasnurarya Brahma Nuchurnama Ghunantiyete. And who are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they have already performed all kinds of austerities, penances, yajnas, and sacrifices, dharma, dhaka, mokshas, and everything. Now they are chanting. That means we have already completed all those things and coming to the lotus flower straight away. So here, if we say here, there is one small line, very thin line. This is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is going here. So this one, it is starting from the this one is coming. If we trace back, this is going down to the further. Actually, it is coming up from the Vaikuntha and also from the material world coming from the earth, Bhuloka. This is Hare Krishna mantra, sir. So it's straight away going to that lotus flower. But the lotus flower, this is actually whatever the blue part we are seeing, these are all Vaikuntha planets. Whatever we are seeing the pink, this is also one of this blue color, but because in order to distinct and describe elaborately, that one is separatedly put on the top. That is also one of the top of this one. So here, all the Vaikuntha planets are bottom and the Goloka is on the top of it. So all these Vaikuntha planets are also properly guarded by these mantras. In order to detailedly describe, this is put in separately. So this is coming to the descriptions here. These are the four mundane requirements. And then 10 tridents are fixed in 10 directions, including Janit and Nadir. This is also, we see here that there is one top here, one, this is, these tridents, Om, Sham, Keshavaya Namaha, sorry, Kuveraya Namaha. And here other side is the Om Yam Vayave Namaha. And other side is the Om Ham Ishaya Namaha. And then coming down, if you observe here, there are two of them here. And I think it may be considering two directions here. Om Yam Varunaya Namaha. And then here, Om Lam Indraya Namaha. Om Lam Indraya Namaha. And then further coming down here, this is the Vaikuntha planets, but still their tridents are here. And then here, Om Ksham Rakshasaya Namaha. Rakshasaya Namaha. and then Om Mam Yamaya Namaha, and then here Om Ram Agnaye, Om Ram Agnaye Namaha. So likewise, these are 10 tridents, and we have read 8 of them here, but 2 of them are Janit and Nadir. I think it is not mentioned here. 8 directions, and then these are the 10 tridents. And then 8 directions are decorated with 8 jewels of the Mahapadma, Padma, Shanka, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda, and Neela. These are the 8 jewels. So if we see here, this is green one, we can understand it is the Marakata. And again, there are diamond, and there is names of them. I don't know these jewel names in different colors. It seems it is a ruby. And,
Ruby, yeah.
I think something is called Gomedicum, some in our words, and it's a pinkish color. The names are not given, maybe due to the space. And there are 8 jewels. At every corner, 2 jewels are here, and in a different colors. So these colors are also given here. There are the 10 protectors, Dikpalas, of the 10 directions in the form of mantra. So Manurupasha, this is also described like the Manurupasha, this Dikpalaihi. They're all the mantras. It is also mentioned like Solaihi Dasibihi Anandha Modhu Ado Dig Vidikshwapi. So very tricky words. Okay, so these are mantras are in the form of the humans. They're actually mantras. No one can kill, no one can defeat them. These are mantras. They're all guarding. So that is 10 protectors, Dikpalas of the 10 directions in the form of mantra. The associates of the hues of blue. So here, the people, Manurupasha Dasrikpalaihi Parito the 10 kinds of mantras in the form of humans. They're all Shamaihi, Gauresha, Raktesha, Tuklesha, Pasha, Darshabaihi, associates. Pasha, Darshabaihi is the associates. They're different colors. Shama, Gaura, Rakta, Shukla, like that. Associates of hues of blue, yellow, red, and white, and the extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala, etc. This is Sobitun Sekti Bihi, Adbhuta Bihi, Samantataha. So likewise, this is the description of the lotus, how it is constructed, how it is guarded, 4 quarters, 4 Vedas, 4 Purushadhas. This is the Shweta Dvipa. But coming to this Madhura and Jagannath Puri Dwarka, that would come later on. But here it is now Goloka Vrindavan is described. Along with the Shweta Dvipa and the jewels and mantras and then tridents. And now we have also come up with these petals and also the leaves. Leaves are at the end, which have got a yellowish the corners at the end. These are the leaves, and also center part is the pinkish ones are the petals, the flower petals. Okay, so there is descriptions again going back here in the top. This is the Brahma Samhita. So 5.4. The world of that eternal realm, Gokula, is hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are the abodes of the gopis who are part and parcel of Krishna, to whom they are most lovingly devoted and are similar in a sense. This is the description. And now whatever we have seen here, Vimala, this is the translation of the Brahma Samhita 5.5. So this is all 5.2, 3, 4, 5. The shlokas have been given here. And okay, so this is the top left corner of this Goloka chart. We have got these descriptions. Again, in order to give a little bit of detail about where this Goloka is situated, it is mentioned Goloka namni nijidamni talechtasya devi mahesha haridamanu teshu teshu. te te prabhava nichya vihitashayena govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So here in this picture, the bottom is the, if you look at here, this is our universe. It is called Devi Dhama. And little bit up, it is called Mahesh Dhama. Mahesh Dhama because here Sadasiva is situated here in between the Brahma Jyoti, and also it is also called Mahakala Dhama. It is Sadasiva Loka which is in the Brahma Jyoti, and also a little bit here down, not part of the Brahma Jyoti, but below it is Mahakala Dhama. So this is Mahesh Dhama, and then above Mahesh Dhama, Hari Dhama. And then above the Haridama, Goloka Vrindavana. So this is what called Teshu Teshu, one above another, like that. This is the call Teshu Teshu, Devi Mahesha Haridhamanu Teshu Teshu. So Goloka Namini Nijdamni Talechitasya. Talecha means the topmost of all of them. What all of them? Devi, Mahesha, Hari. These three are the three abodes. On top of all of these three, Goloka Namni, with the name of Goloka Namni, Nijidamni, that is the real abode of the Lord Krishna. Talechitasya, Devi, Mahesha, Haridamanu, Teshu Teshu. Te Prabhava Nichya Vihitashayena Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So here the lowest of all is located Devi Dharma, mundane world. Next is above is Mahesh Dharma. Above is Mahesh Dharma is the placed Haridama, and above them all is located Krishna's own realm named Goloka. I adore the primary Lord Govinda, who has allotted their respective authorities to the rulers of those graded realms. So based on that, further it is described. Gold, that's why it is kept on the top as well to describe more. It is one of the these blue planets. Here the blue ones are each and every one is Vaikuntha planet. On top of all these Vaikuntha planets, Goloka Vrindavana is there, and it is detailedly explained here again as separately so that we can see it properly. Okay, so I stop there and I request devotees if you have got any questions and you want to share anything so far. Kindly ask questions or kindly share. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, I think when the 10 directions are mentioned, 8 are pointed, and the zenith and nadir is like, the top and the bottom, like in the 2D picture, it's like cannot be shown like Akash, Lok, and then Patal. I think not Akash, Patal exactly, but I mean like the top, which cannot be shown, top of a head, like that part, and then bottom. So in a 2D picture that cannot be shown. I think that's why it's only mentioned 10 directions. When we say the 10 directions, we point to that as well. So that is, top is zenith and the bottom is nadir or whatever how they say. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, right. Yes. Level 2, the bottom 3 is tridents and the top 3 tridents. Yeah, Janet and Nadir are not visible here. Any other comments or questions?
Yeah, so I was looking and the directions are like, Uttar, Purva, Dakshin, Paschim, Ishan, Agni, Nairit, Vayu, Urdhva, and Adhara. So that's like in the shlok also we find that Urdhva and Adhara. So those are the 10 directions.
It's Mataji. Yeah, Ado Dig. Vodhva Ada.
Yeah, Urdhva, Adha. Yeah, that's Urdhva is Zenith and Adha is Nadir.
No, yes. But we are just simply chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We are skipping so many things, Mataji. It is very easy, isn't it? Dharma, the Dharma, and everything else. Hare Krishna Mahanta directly taking us to the whole of that lotus.
Yeah, and this how this I was also thinking on that, Prabhu, and then how so much detail this diagram is done. It's mind-boggling, like if one tries to understand on its own, but so subtly this Mahamantra ribbon, when I was looking before, was saying like this Mahamantra ribbon-like thing, like very light, from Golok till our Dham, Bhulok. It's like a fine ribbon, kind of the white ribbon, and then very small way Hurricane Mahamantra is written, which connects us and the Lord. It's inspired. I mean, of course, if somebody can understand, it's good, but all this detail. But if not, Lord has provided us that thread of Mahamantra to connect to Him. But how this person has done and the picture with the Mahamantra thread, it looks very clever. And that's how we reflect on a life also. It's available freely, but not accepted by everybody. So it's something like that. Hare Krishna.
It is described that is Dharma Pronjita Kaitavatra. So it skips the Dharma Dhakam Moksha. They say directly going there. So that is what something I think Sham Prabhu was mentioning in some book he has written, Chasing the Rhinos. So directly, if you just get the top one, you get the top one. Otherwise, people understand it is very difficult to get the top one, but at least we have tried it. But son, one day, if you keep trying it, so like Krishna was tying by the ropes by Mother Yashoda, and looking at Yashoda's endeavor, so Krishna allowed the Yashoda Mata to bind him. Likewise, because of our endeavor, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, following rules and regulations without any gaps, the Lord will allow us to enter into the Goloka, and it will be easily done. So this is Goloka Vrindavan. So we will explore that one in the next Saturday session with the purport. I don't know how big the purport is. Okay, it's gigantic, but the first paragraph is very big. And there will be very tricky words would be coming in. 1, 2, second paragraph is another gigantic, 2 paragraphs, 2 gigantic paragraphs. We will try to see how it is described and explained. So anything else? Otherwise, we shall conclude for today and see you next Saturday for the Shri Brahma Samhita.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much for your time to explain this in detail. I missed a few classes, but in my time, I'll go through, especially the last one, the third shloka. It has got so much details. I'll go through that, and so that I can catch up and understand. It's very interesting, and we appreciate how nicely initially we started with Brahma's prayer, and then the 4 Kumaras, the prayers of gratitude, and then Brahma's, and then, the 4 Kumaras to the getting and going to the entire thing which we did before, going to meet the Lord, going through the 7 gates, and then now finally, nicely, you are continuing with what is there in the Golok. So it's a nice journey. Patiently, we can listen and try to understand and reflect. Then I know it's on our own. It's I tried once to understand the Golok chart, but without reference. I mean, maybe I did not know that through Brahma Samhita, through the purpose. Only looking at the picture, sometimes you get lost. But thank you for guiding us and going through the Brahma Samhita in this way so that we can connect. So, yeah, accept our humble obeisances and thank you so much. And let's all say 3 loud Hari Bols to Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Evil.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol to all devotees, Sanjita Mataji, Usha Mataji, Meena Mataji, Gauringi Mataji. So it is a journey all doing together. So this is where we started from the earth. Earth is in this universe, our universe. Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu and prayers of Brahma. There we started going gradually up to Vaikuntha and then gradually further going to the Goloka Vrindavan. Trying to understand, and then this is our combined journey. All are going together. All are trying to understand. And then once this is done, Goloka Vrindana, once Lord gives all the instructions to Lord Brahma, then finally he mentions to like Arjuna, he has received one instruction from Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. What is that instruction? Sarvadharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Saranam Braja. So likewise, Krishna finally, after Brahma glorifies Krishna, and Krishna finally he says, Dharmananyan Parityajya Mam Ekam Bhaji Viswasan. Yadrusi Shraddha Siddhir Bhavati Tadrusi Kurvan Nirantaram Karma Lokoyam Anuvartate Tainaiva Karamnadhyayan Mam Param Bhakti Micchati. So leave all other dharmas aside. You always with faith. Yadrusi Shraddha Siddhir Bhavati Tadrusi Mam Ekam Bhaja Viswasan. You just only take only my path. Mam Ekam Bhaja Viswasan and Kurvan Nirantaram all the time. Kurvan you perform Nirantaram all the time. Karma the activities. Lokoyam Anuvartate. You follow just according to engage yourself, you observe in me, and according to my instructions, like that. Lokoyam anuvartate. And anuvartate is whatever Krishna has said, and we follow those. Lokoyam anuvartate. Teneva karmana dhyayan mam param bhakti michiti. Karmana dhyayan mam, by those activities, you worship me. Mam param bhakti michati, with love and devotions. In such a way, ahmi visvasya characharasya bijam pradhanam prakriti pumamsha maya hitam te idam vibhashi videhi tvam ato jaganti. Likewise, it is Sri Brahma Samhita Sampurnam. That is the last statement of the Brahma Samhita. It is 5th chapter only. So that is where we end up ourselves. Brahma also receives that one. So it contains so much of philosophy, like Srimad Bhagavatam and Brahma Samhita. Though it is small, it contains all philosophy by the creation and prayers. It is complete package. And it is we are all going in a combined journey, all going together in trying to learn this Goloka Vrindavan, the mode of Brahma. Thank you so much, all the dear devotees, and then we shall see you on the next Saturday. For now, we shall conclude. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमो
नमः
नमः। अनंत
अनन्तकोटि
कोटि
वैष्णवेभ्य
वैष्णववृंद की
जय
जय। श्री
भारती
प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्ण।
Conscious day, everyone.
थैंक यू। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.